Hey there, Cub Scouts. I'm Miss Pauline from Pack 65 out in Cal Island. Today, I'm going to help you get ready for our virtual blue and gold by showing you how to make the most awesome blue and gold cake. So before we get started, two things need to happen. One, you need to make sure you have permission from your grown-up to make a cake. And two, you need your grown-up to make this cake. We're going to be using a mixer and we're going to be using an oven. So you need a grown-up to help you with this project. So if you don't have your grown-up yet, go ahead and pause the video and go get your grown-up. All right, now that you have your grown-up, the funnest part of making the cake is deciding what it's gonna look like. Just like any other birthday party, blue and gold also comes with a theme. So you can make your cake blue and gold, you can do Pinewood Derby, you can do Rain Gutter Regatta, you can do your rank. Whatever you wanna make your cake, that's your call. So with your grown-up, figure out what you want your cake to look like. Next thing you need to do is go buy everything for your cake. So we're going to use a box cake. Choose your favorite flavor of cake. We're a chocolate family. You're going to need some icing and then whatever else you need for your cakes. Today, I'm going to make a blue and gold cake. And then we're also going to make cookies and cream Pinewood Derby cupcakes. So before we do all the fun decorating, we need to get those cakes baked. So you're going to follow the directions on your box of cake. Most of them are pretty much the same, but sometimes they're a little different depending on the flavor you chose. One box of cake usually makes 2 round cakes, 1 big rectangle cake, or about a dozen cupcakes. So let's go ahead and get those baking. All right, so our cakes are in the oven and I can smell them already. While our cakes are making, we want to go ahead and make our decorations for our cake. So for my blue and gold cake today, I wanted to use blue and gold icing, but I could only find white at the store. Sometimes you get lucky and you can find some really neat colors. I only found white, so I got some food coloring and just put it right in there, mixed it up, and now I have these amazing blue and yellow icings. I'm so excited. I also wanted to add some fleur-de-lis to my cake, but I'm not the best drawer. So I got these candy molds with the fleur-de-lis on it, put some chocolate melting wafers in there, and now I have these awesome blue fleur-de-lis. And then no cake is complete without sprinkles. So I went and bought some blue and gold sprinkles, mixed them all together, and we're gonna throw those right on top of our cake. For our cookies and cream cupcakes, I found these really neat checkered cupcake liners and these really cute flags that we're going to put on top. For our topping, we're going to use some chocolate sandwich cookies, put them right into a Ziploc and just crush them up with our hand to make a nice cookie crumble. All of these things I found at local craft and hobby stores. So go ahead, start making your decorations and meet me back here with your cooled off cakes. All right, our cakes are done, and let me tell you guys, my house smells amazing. I'm going to start off by decorating my cupcake. So I've already got my icing, and I went ahead and I put it into a Ziploc bag. If you want to use a spoon or spreader to spread your icing, that's fine too. I'm going to use this one. If you do use a baggie, try to use a freezer bag, because sometimes these storage bags are a little thin and sometimes it pops. And although that might be fun, it will be a mess. So I'm going to take my cupcake and I'm just going to put some icing all the way around. Because icing is yummy and we want lots of icing. A little extra there. I'm going to take my cookie crumble. And we're going to drop a little bit of cookie crumbles right on top of that cupcake. I want to keep my plate right under there so I can catch my mess. Drop some cookie crumble, however much you want. Make it nice and delicious. Add our little flag, and your cupcake is done. Look at that, Pinewood Derby. If this could enter the race, I bet it would win. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the rest of my cupcakes. Decorate all your cupcakes just like that, and you're ready for the party. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break for just a second. I'm gonna go switch out my icing so we can start our blue and gold cake. Go ahead and ice your cupcakes and join me back for the next one. Okay, I am all cleaned up and ready to start our cake. You'll see I've got 2 round cakes here, and it's okay if they didn't come out the same size. Sometimes they don't come out the same size. Just remember, our Cub Scout motto is do your best. As long as you did your best, I promise you it'll taste just as good. If they did come out different sizes and we're gonna stack them together, we're gonna wanna put our bigger cake on the bottom because it's gonna be heavy. Since we're just having this cake at home and it's just for fun, I'm just gonna use a regular plate to put this on. I'm gonna put my bigger one on the bottom. And then just so my cakes don't slide around, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take some of my blue icing and just put a nice old dollop right there in the middle. Spread it out some. This will also add a little extra tastiness inside your cake. Spread that out. And then we will add our second cake right on top of that guy. All right. I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me ice the whole cake. So we're going to kind of speed this up. I'm going to ice the cake. You're going to ice your cake. And then we will decorate together. For the outside, I'm going to use yellow because remember, my fleur-de-lis are blue. So let's start icing up those cakes and then we'll decorate together. All right, so we have got our base on our cake now. I went ahead and lowered the camera a little bit. You're not gonna see me as much because we wanna see the cake. You'll see it's not perfect, it's not beautiful, but again, our motto is do your best, and guess what? It's gonna taste just as yummy. You'll also see I kind of made a mess on my plate a little bit. So if you wanna make that look a little nicer, you can just a regular old kitchen towel, get it a little wet, and wipe right around the edges of your plate. And that will kind of clean that up for you. Make it look a little bit nicer. Make you feel like you're on one of those fancy cooking shows. Get that nice and cleaned up. Now I went ahead and I waited to put my icing in the bag. That way if you guys have never done that before, I can show you how to do that as well. Oh, much better. All right, so again, these were just bought at the local craft store. I'm not a baker. I don't have fancy tools. So I just got a regular Ziploc bag, and this is just a regular star tip. And this little thing is called a coupling, I believe, or coupling. Not quite sure how that's said. Again, I'm not a baker. So this little silver part goes right here on this plastic part. You're gonna cut a hole in the corner of your Ziploc, right there. And that's where this guy is gonna pop out of. And then you're gonna take this other part and it's gonna screw right onto there. Make sure that's nice and tight on there, just like that. Now the trick to filling this bag is you want to hold this tip in your hand and then open the bag around your hand and open up right there. That's where your icing's going to go. You kind of made a cup for it. So now we're going to get our blue icing. use a spoon and just dollop some of that in there. Now this icing is what we're also going to use to stick our fleur-de-lis candies onto our cake. So it's icing and glue. All right, that's probably enough there. Close that up. And then you're gonna wanna get all of that there down towards the bottom. Squeeze it down there, but don't let it squeeze out yet. And then twist it up just a little bit. This is you're gonna use kind of like a pen. So we are gonna take our cake and we're gonna try to make some nice little dollops here on the top. Hopefully it doesn't squeeze off of there and fall off the edge. Whatever you want to do, your edge, whatever you want to make it look like. I guess I should do it this way so you guys can see. Let's see if I can do this backwards. There we go. That's fun. Now grown-ups, don't let your kids be intimidated by this. I have 3 scouts and all of them have been decorating cakes with an icing bag for their blue and golds since probably their wolf year. That one's a little funny, but that's okay. So now we've got our decorations. If we want, we can put a little bit down at the bottom too. Oh, look at that. Blue and gold. Love it. All right, now our candies, this is gonna be our glue, remember? So this we wanna use just a little bit. We're gonna put it right on the back of our candies, just a little bit. And we're gonna put it right on the side of our cake and squish it in there. All right, I'm gonna add a couple of those all around. Try to make them even. Look at that. Look at that. This is gonna be delicious. I hope I get a piece that has a chocolate wafer on it. I hope you're adding your decorations too. When you get these cakes all beautiful. All right, so my last one is going on. Look at how fun that looks. A little crooked, but that's okay. Let's raise that one up a little bit. Oops. Yummy. Now for the fun part is our sprinkles. Take our sprinkles. And yes, I am going to dump all of those sprinkles right onto this cake. Yum! That looks delicious. All right, friends, that is how you make the most awesome blue and gold cake. Don't forget to log on to our Zoom Live so that we can all put candles on our cake and sing happy birthday to Cub Scouts. Your information for the login in your Zoom is in your grown-ups email, so have your grown-ups check their email and get logged in for that Zoom. See you then.